What's up, gang? How's everybody doing? Figured I would play something that I don't play that often on the streams because it's recorded in, what is this, drop C sharp? Big Jerry vibes going on right there. How's everybody doing? Who's in the chat? What's going on? Dom, Noise Bloom. Oh, you 812's here? Sick. What did I just do a demo of? The past effects, yeah. I don't know how you meant to say it. I did see someone suggest that maybe it's distort tune, because two. But yeah, I'm going to call it the distort tune from now. It's great, hey. Kind of, I mean, I feel distortion pedals are really hit and miss. Sometimes they can try to do too much. You know, they try to change the underlying tone too much, but I think that one's kind of cool because it gives you something different, but you still have the same core sonic identity of your amp, you know, and I like it a lot more than just a straight up MXR Dis Plus thing, which, you know, I've heard other people use, but I've never really got on with one. So that one's kind of cool. The resonance control on it and a few other things. It's just a really good boost as well as the distortion, which is kind of sick. So yeah, what's everyone doing on this fine? Well, it's a Wednesday morning for me. I imagine a lot of people it's a Tuesday evening. So I might play some more old ragdoll. It's weird, right? You know, but then again, you know, I was just thinking Soundgarden. You know, especially I know Kim played Guilds for ages, but you know, this is the Chris vibe going on there. So, and obviously Lifeson and all that kind of stuff. So they're just cool guitars, man. I mean, this one's so well set up and it's got so much character. And you know, you can do different stuff with it as well, which I like. If you go away from absolute chunk town, you know, if you like your sweet humbucker cleans as well, like the bridge pickup. Neck. I'll turn my mic off so you don't get all the acoustic bleed. For that kind of thing, right? It's pretty great. Let's go back. I'll play actually I might need there's no such thing as subtle in my world when it comes to guitar sounds. I will need to tune, but I might need something just a little more subtle. I'll play you guys another ragdoll song from that EP. This was working title for this one was Rush Police, and I guess you'll hear why. But yeah, it's the big, you know, this is my big Alex Lifeson tribute song basically. So it's called Self-Censored. I'll give it a rip. I'll answer some questions.
Feels so right to walk away.
something like that. Always the inopportune, like I've been saying the last couple of streams, I'm going to get this sorted in the next week or so, and everything will be smooth sailing. So yeah, that one is called Self-Censored for anyone who digs some Rush cosplay. There we go. Yeah, hey, and Noise, when we were talking about the past effects, Verley's super cool. Like, you know, she owns all the original stuff as well. So it's not just like looking up a circuit on the internet and buying it. It's like she tests the original against the past effects version, makes some improvements, makes some tweaks. And yeah, it's been cool enough to like always send the originals out so I can A/B them and do videos with them so that people actually have, you know, solid reference points for how close something is. There you go, Mark Kelly. What is up, bro? Hope you enjoyed a bit of Break You earlier, dude. You can always go back in the live stream if you want to watch that one. Yeah, man, exactly. There's like so many tracks of backing vocals on there. That song was really, really fun to record. All the oohs and ahs, and you know, went full Eagles on it basically. And yeah, there's again one of the edgy style delay. There's a kind of Police style rhythmic stuff in it. The big Rush Limelight style solos. So yeah, I'm really glad you guys dig it. There's a few. I mean, if anyone wants to get that chorus part under their fingers over here, basically the thinking, right, is, you know, songs in C sharp minor, tuned down a half step, so it sounds like C minor, but it's C sharp minor to us guitar players. When you play a C sharp power chord, we get the open B and the E. You have C sharp minor 7. Take it one step further, play C sharp at 9 with the open B and E. So you have, I just changed the bass note. Which is also kind of similar to Natural Science, right? I think those chords as well, that Saigon kick, Love Leads the Way or whatever. I'd never heard that song when I wrote this, I swear, but yeah, they're the exact same chords, you know. Convergent evolution, kids. And then, of course, for the pre-chorus. And the solo. That kind of vibe, you know. I actually played that solo on this guitar back when it was like a fretless wonder. And everyone say hi to Michael Nielsen. What's up, bro? Hope you're good, dude. I actually got to play guitar good now that Mike's here. And yeah, you know, the Sykes thing as well. So the whole thing in my brain, I was like, just do a solo like the Limelight solo, where you play something really melodic and then you do a widdly, 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 and then you finish it off really nicely. So the bit here, and also Eric Johnson, right? got access to all the sweet chords there, right? For anyone wondering, I'm using the FM3 at the moment. It's just my live patch. So 5153 stealth, pitch detune, bit of big multi-tap delay. Do I have a multi-tap delay? What am I using? I'm using a multi-tap delay on here for a dual delay thing. And thank you, John DeShame, for becoming a member. Hope you have any specific questions. I will have a few, actually. I've got a few videos to upload today that'll be like member only for about a month. So you can check those out straight away, mate. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I have a question for Michael Nielsen. Have you got what's your semi-hollow squeeze? Like, have you got a 335 or some kind of thing? I'm trying to remember videos that I've watched, and all I remember is the Shabbat and how much I would like to play one. For the Sykes fans out there as well, I was watching a Thin Lizzy video the other day, and they're doing... He does this thing, which of course he does this thing where he gets in between the tailpiece and the bridge and all those chords. Gives it a bit of that. He's like a touch instrument. The other vibe, I know Alex wasn't playing that stuff at the time, but with a single coil on the neck. Oh, cool. My sort of vintage Epi. Yeah, dude. I probably have seen that guitar then, haven't I? With the P90. Oh, yeah. I mean, you're kind of ticking off a few boxes at once. You've got your P90s, you've got your semi-hollow. Does it have a vibrato or anything like that? All right. Guitar just sounds good unplugged, doesn't it? Actually plays good now, which is kind of fun. You know, fancy that. Fancy actually playing something. It's funny, right? I love this guitar because it sounds so fat, right? But it's got this coil tap on here like the late 70s ESs had. So you do that and you basically just... It's a Gretsch now. Especially with, you know, an 800 or something like that, dude. It's the vibe, right? You know. Yeah, 335s are cool. They're very, very cool. I should catch up on the chat. GRB Aquatics, hey bro, what's news? It's been going on. And what do we say? Those G chords, yeah, sounds like Queen. I also had that thing. It's like, yeah, this is a crazy little thing called Love Goes. So much of my time on 2 humbucker guitars on the neck pickup coil taps. Yeah, dude, right? It's not like playing a single coil on there. Yeah, man, Cult for days, exactly. I mean, they're like a band I've always liked, but I hadn't taken the time recently to just listen to a lot of stuff, and yeah, big up. And Torin's here, Nielsen and Torin. That's like the three of us are responsible for driving the price of rack gear up 1,000% during the pandemic. Oh man, that's great. Oh, that's so funny. I'm glad you like it, Mike. That's a big endorsement, bro. I appreciate it. Isn't that just good? And then you can do, you know, do a bit of this on the bridge pickup. So that's the neck pickup. There's a bridge with the tone all the way off. And there's both. That's cool. Damn, and then bridge all the way up. I think the misconception is that you look at a guitar like this and you think it's going to sound dark, but they're the opposite. They sound quite bright, and yeah, that's pretty rad, right? Where are we at? Bridge tone is volcanic. Yeah, that's definitely one way to put it. That guitar needs John Norum licks. I wish John was nearby. Oh, dude, isn't that just one of the best rock guitar albums ever? That's the Aldi John Norum right there. It's funny because I got into that album before I got into a lot of the Psych stuff. So, you know, I love both those players. They're just like the best. Like that's what rock guitar sounds like in my head. That's what I always try to do. But yeah, now Norum was just beast mode on that. I can't remember what's the other one. Let Me Love You on this first album. Where's it? pickup. So good. So good. Where am I up to? Yeah, Glenn Hughes on vocals on that one. It's rad. When you coming to Florida? Hey, who knows? So I'm just seeing here. Nick has his band. The man. I'm trying to the keyboard player. Is that who we're talking about, right? From Yngwie's band. I kept confusing Nick and Kevin, and Kevin's a drummer, right? Um, but Nick is ridiculous. If that's who I'm thinking of. Again, I'm bad with names, bro, so you might have to fill me in. Yeah, man, have you seen that? It's a solo from a few years ago. It's just a live thing, unaccompanied, at some festival. It's just Smoketown, man. It's so good. So good. Nick Granville is in the chat. We got all the dudes in here. This is sick. Uh, what Norm are we talking about? We're talking about the album Face the Truth. It's so good. The cover of Opium Trail on there. Okay, so we are talking about. So for anyone who hasn't seen Yngwie recently, and you know, Yngwie does his thing where he needs 95% of the stage to himself, but his keyboard player was just a phenomenal keyboard player, like doing all the dueling stuff, all the lead lines, but also a ridiculous singer. Like all the early stuff they did, you know, You Don't Remember, I'll Never Forget, all that kind of stuff. He was nailing the vocals, and you know, because Yngwie didn't let him sing enough, but yeah, he was incredible. So yeah, that's sick, man. I would like to hear that. Yeah. So we're talking about Yngwie's keyboard player here, who's obviously a mutual friend. So hey, Trogception, John. How's life on the road, and when you're heading back to Australia? Well, I technically haven't left Australia, right? So I'm in Sydney at the moment, and I'll be here until the end of July, and then I'm home for 5 days in Perth, and then I'm going to Europe for a week to play some more shows with this the cabaret show that I'm playing in the band for. So that'll be pretty cool. So I think the middle of August is in my mind. That's when the madness abates. And it doesn't mean that crazy. Like we get 2 days off a week, and Sydney's an amazing city. So no. So I'm not in New Zealand again. I had been in New Zealand in March, but yeah, in Sydney. So not far, not too far. But yeah, I'm just in Sydney town, bro. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I should be answering questions. Yeah, it would suit you as well, Nick. You should come to Sydney for a couple of days, bro, and hang out. And it's not that far, is it? All right, take it easy, man. The angry guitarist, and I will see you next time. So yeah, where are we? Sea Monsters. What do you think of Dean Wells playing? Why do I know that name? Why do I know that name? It's. I'm having a. I just had that. Is Dean Wells the guy from Stone Temple Pilots? No. I hadn't. Honestly haven't checked him out, mate. So maybe this is. All I see is someone who was on Married at First Sight. That's not the same guy, is it? Yeah, I'm unaware. That just seems like a very very familiar name. Imagine playing harmonic major scale in front of Yngwie. uh, Harmonic major. What one is that? Is that um yeah, Dean DeLeo is the oh, Dean Wells from Terra Maze. Oh man, he's amazing. Okay. Okay. Now I know who we're talking about. Yeah, great band. Great band. They have that song Her Halo, which is yeah, annoyingly good. Yeah, I would actually really like to see them live. Are they based in Sydney or are they based in Melbourne? Because I'm here for a while. Maybe I can track him down. Leon's going to have us all buying 335s, yeah. And exactly, yeah, this one stays close. Okay, so Nick Granville. I'm actually using a program and it's a paid thing, but we use it for the Gear podcast now, which is why there's the Gear podcast little icon there, which I know I can take off, but I'll forget to put it back on when we record the next episode. It's called StreamYard. So yeah, I'm just using StreamYard for that, and I've got a UA Apollo. So guitar's going to the FM3. I've got a little SPDIF converter. So it goes SPDIF, converted to optical into the Apollo, and my mic, which is just down there, which I should have here. Because then it actually sounds good, and you don't get so much room noise. But we don't need that right now. Microphone is going into one of the preamps in the Apollo, so basically Apollo's handling all the audio, it's feeding it into StreamYard, and this is just my laptop camera, but I do have a better camera here that I can set up. I am just lazy. Yeah, Dean they're ridiculous guitar players, man. Great band as well. Leon ASMR. Believe me, you do not want that. You do not want that. Lots of paisley and relics with new handmade pick. What are we looking at? The new artist guitars. I've been emailing them while I'm here, so I would love to get out to I think they have a store in Sydney, so if I can get out there and try a few things, I might do some videos. That would be pretty fun. Yeah, and I saw they have an acoustic, and I saw they have an extended range multi-scale as well, which is pretty sick. This is the $1 million question. Have you worked on electronics on a 335? If so, how was it? Well, this particular guitar, right? For a while, everything was fucked on it. Now that it's got new frets, I've realized that, I need to spruce the electronics up. But maybe 5 years ago, a friend of mine came over and he basically had a bunch of tubing. So you wire up the harness and then you get everything set up and basically you feed it through it's so annoying. It's the worst system ever, right? But basically you get a bunch of tubes, right? Like just clear plastic, and you feed them through the holes, right? So you do that, and then you kind of mount all the shafts of the pots, go in the tubes, and then you pull them through. So that's kind of the way to do it. Yeah, which is the worst system ever. Michael Toran was telling me, though, in the late 80s and early 90s, and the Gibson did an ES335. They called it a studio, but it's not a studio the way like a Les Paul studio or the newer 335 studios. They didn't have F-holes, and on the back they had an electronics cavity. So yeah, I would actually like to find one of those because that sounds amazing. Oh my god, a Guild Starfire custom you have to work on. Is it getting the same fret treatment and all that kind of thing, but it needs new electronics, right? That's just... I wanted to caught up with Charles Chillier here. So amazing luthier for anyone who's unaware of his stuff. He does some really, really great stuff. And I just kind of mentioned offhand, I was like, oh yeah, man, I just got my 335 sorted out. It's amazing. But I realized that the input jack on it is a bit, intermittent. He was like, oh, just bring it down. I'll sort it out. So I got to go down and hang out there. And he's got like so much amazing gear there as well, like Friedmans and Bad Cats and Mesobarbers and all that kind of thing. So maybe I'll do a video of him fixing the jack, because it was just a nice, I know I'm going to put it off forever. So anyone who's willing to take this on, that's amazing. Let's see. I'm going to play in a Van Halen tribute band. I'm looking at buying an HX Stomp or the Ampero Stage. Which series is the best option for plexi tones? Either or, man. Get the one that's kind of more... I think the HX Stomp, like, there's probably, it's more popular, so more people have more hacks to get great plexi tones. And the cool thing is, you could probably just get one and hit up John Cordy and be like, "Yo, dude, build me a Van Halen patch and pay him some money, and it'll be amazing." So, just dobbed Cordy in right there. So, what color is? You know what, dude? I don't know what they called this. I've seen people call it oxblood, but it's kind of not oxblood. It's not dark enough, and I've seen people call it walnut, but it's also not walnut. It's like a port wine, right? It's like Gorbachev's head. you know, Port wine stain color. That's kind of the. It's not wine red. It's wine stain, right? So, and the top has this really weird tacky. I was hanging out with my buddy Voya the other day, and he has a 78 or a 79 Les Paul that Charles sorted out from because it had a collar on it, and they totally fix it up. It's really, really nice. And he was saying, yeah, the top had the similar, like it was a very similar neck and those kind of things, but the top had like a really, just this cloudy thing. So they refinished the top and it looked really, really good. I'd be really, really tempted to just get the top on this refinished in white because, Rush. But also it's so ugly, it's beautiful. You know what, Torrent? I was thinking about this yesterday. Same guy I was hanging out, he's got a nice Electromatic. I was playing and I was like, I don't have a Gretsch. Although my dad he built himself a white Falcon replica that's pretty amazing. It just needs some tweaks and it'd be pretty awesome. And yeah, John Deshane, JNC is a monster player. He's ridiculously good. Ridiculously good. He can play everything. And yeah, it's worn in Doc Martin color, right? So yeah, hopefully the next week or so I'll get this sorted, the jack sorted out, and I'll start playing it in the show. Because I've just been playing it here at the hotel. I've got 2 other guitars with me, so yeah, this is definitely great for the cabaret vibe. We got a question. What would you suggest as a single dual tube amp for small rock gigs and apartment use? A Princeton with pedals or the Rev lunchboxes? I don't think you need that. Like, you don't need that much for an amp to be versatile, right? You can go the one channel thing like the Princeton, where you just have the nicest clean tone ever and that you can bring the volume down. There's so many great pedal options out there that will do that. For a while, I had this residency I was doing with Troy and a drummer friend of ours who's actually a bass player. So I was using a Blues Junior and I just had 2 tube screamers. So both tube screamers off was a clean sound, one tube screamer on was like a mid-gain thing, and then the other tube screamer on was a lead sound. It was really, really awesome. Did a lot of gigs with that particular setup and a Telecaster, or a Les Paul with P90s. So that was a bit of a vibe for a while. That was really, really cool. And what was the other thing I should suggest? Yeah, something that you can kind of scale easily. I feel like any multi-channel monster amp I have, I only ever really use 2 sounds on it at the same time. So yeah, there's a tried and true couple of good pedals, nice single channel amp. My personal preference would be more of like a Marshall voiced amp, but if you dig the Fender thing, man, like, go it. Absolutely go it. Tele bridge pickup suggestions. Nick has a mini humbucker. I have some Jason Lollar vintage Tele style pickups which sound amazing. I also really like the cool rails. I think that's what's in the Kotzen Tele. So if you want more of a modern humbuckery kind of thing, that's really cool. Once it's sorted, you'll officially be so jacked. Finally, IFBB Pro guitar jack. Good luck in your search. I've got the Rev D25 on the way, hopefully, just for that thing. Yeah, I haven't tried any of the Rev Lunchbox amps. Hopefully I get to do that this year. That would be pretty sick. Chocolate Lab Brown. Yeah, that's actually another kind of appropriate color for this thing, isn't it? Let's see. I'm not in drop C. I'm in drop C sharp at the moment. So I'm gonna play you some more we'll go early ragdoll days. Where am I? Is this a C sharp? It's not. Now it's somewhere close to a C sharp. All right. Oh, before I do this as well, I want to check the score in the cricket. Has anybody been watching the T20 World Cup? Because it's co-hosted by America, and America beat Pakistan in the cricket, which is like, that is monumental, crazy that happened. All right, so Namibia all out for 72. Australia already 11 for zip, so that should be hopefully a nice easy win for Australia. Boost the net run rate. And then, yeah, it was awesome, man. I watched a bit of the USA, the highlights of the USA Pakistan game. It was kind of cool to see. It's just weird seeing that America, we win everything mindset at work. So, all right, what am I doing? Where am I? What do I have? JCM 800. All right, I'm going to do... Oh, Nick, wasn't that just absolutely appalling? I watched that game, man, and they just looked off. They've been such a good team for such a long time, and yeah, watching them just make sloppy fielding mistakes and hey, man, just credit to Afghanistan because they've got some monster players. But yeah, that was crazy to watch. It doesn't feel right. New Zealand, I feel like they should always at least be in the semis. They punch above their weight. Ooh, McCarty 594 hollow body. I would still down the track. Bucket list guitar is one of the PRS hollow bodies. They just look great. They just look amazing. So, all right. Let's see. We're gonna go back in time. We're gonna do. I'm gonna do the song. I'm actually gonna play Heaven Above, but the song, not just the lick from it. So, yeah. Strap yourselves in because it's like a 7-minute song. 3 of which is a guitar solo. I probably won't play all the solo, but here we go.
It's not an option. You are the answer. I am enchanted. I have fallen from the heights of your heaven above. You were lying when you cried, torn and broken for love. Lay with me, unleash me, roll down my love, just let me go. Broken, bleeding in the dark where you left me so low.
that kind of jazz, right? That jazz that is not jazz. Anyway, that's how that song actually goes. I want to learn this song. It's great. All right, let's learn this song. You need to be in drop D down a half step. The little ascending melody, right, is the notes would be A. If you let's just think like we're in standard tuning, even though we're not. A, C sharp, D, E, G. So what you do is you play let the A ring, and the next little melody notes are. You do that with a what is that, an F note? That's fret 8 on the A, fret 8 on the B. Then you hit the open D and you play 9, 5, and 9, 7, 5. So there's 2 bits, 3 bits. The hardest bit is this. So 1, 2, and then 3. That's the whole melody. So then you also have, if you just want to play the chorus like an A power chord, you do the drop D, this thing. That's like an F. You got the 9, you got the 5, the shuffle. So, and similar thing where it's oscillating between like A major, A7 really, A Mixolydian and A natural minor. So the second verse riff is just ripping off Still of the Night here, kids, which would be. But this is... Okay, the monster legato run is, we're just jumping around there. It's the A natural minor scale without a sixth, right? So the hexatonic. So A, B, C, D, E, G. Those notes. You play them as an octave shape. So you have. And the sequence is this all hammer-on thing. So if you just think note 1, 2, 3 on each string, it's. If you do it without those notes, let's do it with, say, frets 7, 8, and 10. So 7, 8, 10 on the E, 7, 8 on the E, 10 on the B with a hammer on from nowhere. So, and then man, what am I doing? I haven't played guitar resting on my right leg for years. So you can. That kind of thing. So, just have a wah and it fixes everything with the sloppiness as well. So, anyway, there's a few fun ideas. Nick Granville, the PRS DGT SE. Thoughts on them? I know you have a core. Nick, would you believe I actually bought an SE as well? I liked it that much. I actually like the neck on the SE more than the core. The Core's like definitely a better instrument, you know. But man, for the money, it's kind of hard to top. It's like the best SE they make, kind of by a country mile. It feels very comparable to my American-made CE24 in kind of build quality and stuff. I don't know if I just got a good one or if they're all like that, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. The only issue I had was the nut slot on the D string was too tight, so I just kind of widened that a little bit, and that seemed to sort it out. And also, they don't come with locking tuners, so I bought the SE locking tuners. I just wish they charged $100 more and you didn't have to put them on yourself. But you know, talk about first world problems, right? The Queensryche preset, I can't even remember what I did for that, man. I'll have to try find it when I go back home. It was probably just a JCM 800 or maybe the Atomica. Highly likely I just used my free IR with it, and you know, put one of the Hall reverbs on and some pitch detune, and you kind of close-ish to that sort of thing. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you dig the licks, man. They sound pretty tidy on this guitar now that it actually plays properly, right? Now that there's actually frets. Have you tried a Quad Cortex? Is it good? It is definitely good. I've got loads of videos, not loads of videos, I've got maybe half a dozen videos up with it that you can check out. And there's some free presets and some free captures. So, yeah, the wah trick is the way. I mean, you know, I could always put an auto wah on us. I don't have my expression pedal here, but you know, I could just use, what's my trick with this? Use a sequencer. That's right. And I kind of, I'll show you guys this trick. Let me drag the window in 1 second. So on the FM3, I've attached a modifier to the wah control, right? Set to be the sequencer. Let's make the attack and release about 120 milliseconds each, because that definitely helps with the damping. Everything else I don't need auto engage on, but what we can do is go to the sequencer. Actually, here's an even better way to do it. Forget about that. We're going to use LFO1A, but I'm going to use a random LFO. So attack and release at 120 milliseconds. Let's go to LFO1 and 2. It's already set on random, which is kind of cool. So what we'll do is we'll just set the rate to, I don't know, 2 Hertz. And if we have a look at what's happening now, it's going to be jumping around randomly between values, but by adjusting the attack and the release, it will move smoothly between them. So this is actually super convincing for just a while. And yeah, just basically like adjust the LFO rate. You know, you can maybe bring it down a bit. Yeah, just set it as random and have a good time. Now when you play all the wiggly legato stuff, right? I reckon the rate needs to be slightly higher. It's spent a bit too much. Yeah, so two, ooh, not that much. 2-ish seems to be the sweet spot on there. Maybe set the release slightly faster. Well, let's go 60 milliseconds on the release, just so it kicks a bit faster. Change the overall slope or the curve, right? Sounds pretty natural. I'm not using a pedal there at all. It's kind of amazing, right? Kind of amazing. Good on you, Nick. Take it easy, mate. I hope you're very, very well. And John DeShane, I'm glad you enjoy the free IR, bro. It's someone described it as the fractal backline cab, which is kind of nice. I'm stoked that people enjoy it. Let's see. Did someone say Wolf Hoffman? Ooh. It's a little while. Let's fix that. I was listening to... What song was I listening to the other day? If anyone can name that Accept song, I'm probably not even playing it right. Let me have a look. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm not playing it right. There's another guitar part that kind of, if it's the bass or if it's the drums, doing this. That's my favorite song on Balls to the Wall, but obviously. Great album, great band. You know, that's the good stuff right there. It's almost Somebody Save Me. It's Losing More Than You Ever Had by Accept. It's almost Princess of the Dawn. Hey, mate, what's going on, Sean Page? I haven't listened to all of it yet, so I will pass judgment on that. That and the new Bring Me the Horizon, and I listened to the new Evergrey. I thought that was pretty cool. Very Seven Dust with keyboards and some great guitar solos on it. The new Bring Me the Horizon's got some dope stuff on it as well. So yeah, give us some Rat. Lyle, what's up? Well, let's go back down, kids. All what else? I was in. Wakel Jr.'s a vibe, right? Yeah, so we're playing some Rat. What other Rat? Can you touch on No More Tears? Can I? Zach on a 335 funny. Slop down. Some winger. Then Blind Revolution Mad, kids. What a great album and song. I should probably plug my laptop in, which I should have done earlier. Man, I should really learn what does it? I'm gonna have to look that up because I really love that riff. Laid to Rest was like the first Lamb of God thing that I think a lot of people heard, and the riff is tricky. Just gonna tab it out, dudes. So that's right. And then there's this very that's right. I love that. That's right. Where's it? There we go. Oh, dude, that just reminds me of being like 15 and buying Metal Hammer and trying that. So someone said, do you know any Living End? Can you believe that the obviously I remember being like 11 years old or 12 years old when Prisoner of Society came out, A friend of mine bought that on CD to school, and the teacher let him play it. And then, because it had the swears in it, he got in a lot of trouble. But yeah, literally, I mean, we've played, I used to play. Yeah, which is a shame because they've actually got some great, great songs. Did you get into Vernon Reid? Yeah, dude, really, really early. My dad had Vivid on CD. So when I started playing, he was like, hey, you gotta... He was like, tell me what you think of this song. You know, just the John Coltrane influence on there. That I think a lot of people don't get about... Vernon's the sickest one. Yeah, he's amazing, and the way they play. The way they play that live is next level. It's like that's how you just go and play music. We opened for them a couple of years ago, actually, and they were, I can safely say, the nicest people I think I've ever met. Who, you know, they didn't have to be. You know, they've done the thing. They're proper superstars, and we were sound checking, and the entire band came up and like introduced themselves to us. You know, which is pretty spun out for me because I like set up my Fractal in front of Vernon's spaceship. You know, I turn around and Doug Wimbish is like, hey man, yeah, my name's Doug. Nice to meet you. Can't wait to hear you guys play. And we did our set, and as we came down the stairs, like Vernon was just there. He'd watched most of the set. And he just gave Ryan like a big hug. He's like, man, I love your voice. It's so cool. And hung out with him after the show. And it was funny. My wife had made herself some like velvet flares. And he was just like, oh my God, I haven't seen flares like that since the 70s, you know. Where'd you buy them? Oh my God, you made them. Like, I want to buy some or something like that. So yeah, he was just a sweetheart. And he was like taking photos of the clouds outside because like, oh, you know, I don't get to see this every day where I am at home. You guys have some really interesting stuff. What was it like touring with Yngwie Malmsteen? We got to watch Yngwie Malmsteen every night, so that was kind of cool. The promoter and the tour manager were really, really good to us. They looked after us. We weren't allowed within, you know, 100-meter radius of the man himself. So it was pretty interesting. You should go and watch the vlog that I did about it, because I talk about some of that stuff there. So it was the experience of a lifetime. I'm so glad we did it. The actual shows for us were awesome as well. Played to lots and lots of people, lots and lots of guitar players. I got to meet a lot of people who I only know by their username on the internet when I see stuff pop up in the comments. So yeah, that's kind of awesome. And yeah, you know, he played really, really well. He still sounds great. Super, super loud at the Melbourne show, like actually too loud. The Brisbane show, he sounded probably the best, I think. That was definitely the best venue. That was insane. And yeah, it was just great to come and play. We sold heaps of merch. We met loads of people. We had such a good time. Yeah, I mean, if you've seen photos of his meet and greet, you kind of get the idea where it's like a table and he's at one end and the other person's at one end. And yeah, it's you know, he's the last unicorn. He can do whatever he wants. So a bit of Samboro. We play this live sometimes. Yeah, and obviously the Great Wall of Marshalls was pretty sick as well. Like that was cool. I've always wanted to play in front of a wall of Marshalls, and now I've done it. This is a pretty cool question here. I was curious to know why people still spending on processors modelers if Neural Ant Modeler is there which is 99.9% close to the real deal and absolutely free. Well, I know there's a neural amp modeler player, which someone has come out with, which is super cool. I love the fact that it's open sourced, right? That is a massive, massive, massive positive. The things to take into account are that, for example, if you're a guitar player and you've grown up playing pedals and amps, and I don't know, you buy a Helix or you buy a Fractal, it's kind of has the same feel of using stuff. So stuff is very important. Obviously, hardware is really important. So it's awesome that it can run the software, but you can go into like any music store in the world and buy an HX Stomp. And it is going to sound like every other HX Stomp out there. It's pretty much indestructible. You know that if something goes wrong with it, you can get a warranty replacement. You can go and buy two and load the same presets and the same firmware on them. And you've got something that's like this big that you can put in your guitar bag and go and have amazing guitar tones with. So the actual functional aspects of good hardware will never go away, ever, for guitar players, because it's a tactile thing. We need the instrument, and we need amplification, and we need some kind of processing power. I think what will be interesting to see is how solutions that just let you load plugins, like third-party plugins, goes. So something like the NAMM player is really cool, but I'm really interested to see if we're going to get stable, low latency solutions that are compact, because you can go and buy an Apollo interface and a laptop like I've got here, and you can do a gig with it. You can already do that, right? Get a wireless, Bluetooth MIDI controller, and you've got, set your laptop out of the way and you're kind of good to go. So, there's that. There's also a lot to be said about, I'm not saying NAMM isn't amazing. I think it's absolutely amazing, and it's going to become one of those things that people already kind of take it for granted, right? Oh, it's free, you can capture stuff. There are some things though, like, if you grew up playing a Les Paul into a cranked Marshall and you want to make a capture of that, you need other gear, right? At the moment, which is, I kind of think where IK Multimedia, some of the things that they got right, where it's like, hey, if you want to capture this stuff, we'll build the hardware to make it easy. And, ToneX still sounds amazing. The Neural DSP plugins sound amazing. It's like more options are good. And I mean, it's like, hey, why doesn't everybody just have an FM3? It sounds amazing. Because taste is such a big part of it, and having your desired workflow, and having, for a lot of people don't, the majority of guitar players don't play music professionally, They want to come home, they want to see their guitars there, they want to see their gear, they want like the vibe, right? It's like cooking in your home kitchen, very, like, you're cooking food, but it's also a very different thing to cooking on the line. You need different tools. So, if you were somebody who is just, say, mixing an album and you've got to turn it around really quickly and you've got to reamp a bunch of guitars, it makes so much sense to use NAMM. You're like, cool, I've captured all my favorite amps at the favorite settings, and boom, away we go. So, it's definitely something that I think is going to, the Dimehead NAMM play thing, they were like first past the gate. So massive respect to that. I'd be really curious to see established hardware companies, how they pick up on this. And also for me, like, I love the way NAMM sounds and feels. It's really important. But I like component-based amp modeling because I like to get under the hood and be like, cool, I've got a JCM 800. I can play around with the speaker impedance curve. I can play around with the type of tubes, all that kind of thing. So, I think there's a place for it. But it's kind of like saying, why would anyone want to play an acoustic guitar when electric guitars exist? It's just dumb. They're louder. And it probably misses the point there. So the great thing is, if you think NAMM's amazing, just use it, and it's free. And spend more money on guitars. That's the way to go. There you go. John Deschain played tube amps, never got on with a model until I got a Fractal unit. It's awesome, but it will never replace my income. Oh, you got an SL68. Hell yeah. Here's the thing, right? Amps being amazing and modelers being amazing, it doesn't have to be one or the other. They can just both be the best, right, at what they do, because the sound that I have at the moment with headphones, I can't get through my old Plexi. but also my old Plexi only sounds like my old Plexi. That's the point. That's the character thing. And I will make some NAM captures of it once I get home as well. So yeah, to bring all of that there. There you go, Randy Greer, reviewing Marshalls. There's still loads of Marshalls I want to review, so if anyone's around in Perth and they got some cool old stuff, let me know. I mean, hey, why? And this is the thing, right? Literally, why play a 6 string when you can just pay for an 8 string? It's like, because it feels different and it does different things. So, yeah, interesting. All right, I'm going to play you all one more song and I'm going to head off. Got a slightly early call for the show today. So, thank you for the excellent questions today, everybody. This has been fantastic. And I'm going to play you. Let's go old school. I'll do something. What am I going to play? I'm going to play the very first song I ever wrote in my life for all of you. So there's a Ragdoll song called Foot to the Floor. And if you like Judas Priest and Accept, hopefully you like this. And I hope you all have an awesome day, all right? Take it easy, dudes.